Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm David Carlisle, here with Eric Marquette, Ruby Sturt, and Harper Bennett. And Eric Marquette, I want you to picture this. It's late 2023. A blind user puts on a pair of Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses, looks down at a countertop, and asks out loud, "What kind of tea is this?" And a voice instantly replies, "That's a box of Twinings Earl Grey, and it expires in December 2025.
Wait, including the expiration date? Just from a casual glance?
Exactly. Not scanning a barcode. Just the camera interpreting the visual field in real time. We are officially past the era where accessibility tech is just a screen reader robotically reading left to right.
As an occupational therapist, I have to say, the leap from the old, clunky barcode scanners we used to prescribe in the early 2010s to a pair of sunglasses reading expiration dates, it's wild. But the visual assistance isn't just about reading text anymore, right?
Right. And this brings us to apps like Seeing AI. Microsoft launched it back in 2017, but the recent updates use generative AI to describe scenes. It doesn't just say chair. It says a wooden dining chair with a blue cushion sitting 3 feet away, slightly angled to the left.
Slightly angled to the left. That's the part that actually matters for navigation. Because if you're blind, knowing a chair exists is fine, but knowing exactly how to avoid tripping over its leg is the actual utility.
And it's not just physical navigation. I run an after-school Unity club, and we talk a lot about neurodiversity. See, 10 years of teaching and I still trip over that word. Perfection is an illusion, folks. But for my neurodivergent students, the frontier is real-time social cue interpretation. There are experimental AI wearables right now that analyze conversational tone and facial expressions and give users subtle haptic feedback if the person they're talking to is, say, getting frustrated.
Haptic feedback for social cues? Does that actually reduce anxiety? Or does it just add another layer of sensory input to manage? Because honestly, as much as I love tech, when I'm drafting accessibility policy for local councils, my anchor is still my mechanical typewriter. The clack and ding rhythm focuses me. If my typewriter suddenly started buzzing to tell me my tone was too aggressive, I'd throw it out the window.
I would pay money to watch you chuck an antique typewriter out a council building window, Ruby. But you hit on exactly the right tension. Does the tech reduce the cognitive load or just shift it? And that cognitive load question is huge when we talk about executive function. As a wheelchair user, navigating a physical space takes a lot of mental mapping. Where's the curb cut? Is that elevator actually working? But executive function tools are now doing that same kind of mapping for mental tasks.
Yes. Have you guys looked at Goblin.tools?
The AI task breakdown app. I've seen it on TikTok, but what is the actual mechanism there?
So it uses natural language processing, essentially a tailored wrapper for an LLM. You type in something completely overwhelming like clean the kitchen, and you hit the magic to-do button. It instantly generates a micro checklist. 1. Put dirty plates in the sink. 2. Throw away visible trash. 3. Put away the clean dishes. And you can click a spiciness meter to break those subtasks down even further if you're completely paralyzed by ADHD or autistic burnout.
The spiciness meter. That is brilliant. My sister Tash is severely autistic, and a command like clean your room means nothing. It's a wall of text. Breaking it down into pick up the red socks is how she actually processes the world. AI automating that breakdown could save caregivers literally hours of invisible labor every week.
And it's about keeping up with the user's pace. Years ago, I used to recommend Dragon Naturally Speaking for voice control. You'd say, period, new paragraph, and if you coughed, it typed the word coffee. Now we have AI like Be My Eyes integrating GPT-4. In 2023, they launched their Virtual Volunteer. You take a picture of a map at a national park, and you can ask it, which trail is wheelchair accessible and under 2 miles? It reads the map, processes the legend, and gives you the exact answer.
Wait, it reads the legend and synthesizes the constraints. That's not just OCR, that's contextual reasoning.
Exactly. It means I can spend less time cross-referencing 3 different PDFs and more time actually doing the adaptive rock climbing I came there to do. I have a whole collection of mini carabiners on my keychain for every climb, and I prefer earning those to fighting with inaccessible maps.
Okay, but let's play devil's advocate for a second. At JellyPod, I see dozens of press releases a week for revolutionary AI accessibility tools, and a lot of it feels like tech expo hype. They show a sleek video of a robotic exoskeleton, but the thing costs $80,000 and has a battery life of 12 minutes.
The hype versus help divide. This is literally what keeps me up at night when I'm reviewing community strategies. Because in Australia, we have the NDIS, the National Disability Insurance Scheme, and their vetting framework is notoriously strict. If a piece of tech isn't proven to be reasonable and necessary, it doesn't get funded.
Which means if an AI tool costs $1,000 a month in subscription fees, it's effectively useless to the families who need it most. I have 2 disabled kids. If a tool isn't covered by a framework like the NDIS or built into a school budget, it might as well not exist.
Exactly, David. And that's why we cannot let AI replace the foundational standards. The WCAG, the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, are the bedrock. Version 2.2 just rolled out in late 2023, adding specific criteria for cognitive accessibility, like ensuring authentication processes don't require you to solve complex puzzles just to log in.
Oh, you mean the CAPTCHAs, where you have to identify the crosswalks in grainy photos? Those are my nemesis.
Right. AI is great for building fancy new walls, but WCAG is the foundation. If a website isn't fundamentally coded with alt text and proper heading structures, an AI screen reader is just guessing. Human-centric design has to come first.
So the takeaway here isn't that AI is coming to magically fix an inaccessible world. It's that AI is a powerful crowbar, but we still need humans to decide which doors to pry open.
I think that's exactly it. The tech is giving us new eyes and ears, but the empathy, the decision to actually fund and build for the margins, that still has to come from the US. We'll leave it there for today. Thanks for listening, everyone.